We all want to live longer, stronger lives. And today, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful tools you have to make that happen, your nutrition. So let's just dive right in.
Here's a question for you. Did you know that your body's nutritional needs aren't set in stone? They actually change quite a bit as you get older. So that diet that worked great for you at 30, well, it probably needs a little bit of a strategic update for 60, 70, and beyond. And here's the really interesting twist about aging and nutrition. As our metabolism naturally slows down, yeah, we might need fewer calories overall. But, and this is a big but, our bodies actually need more of certain key nutrients to maintain muscle, protect our bones, and just keep us feeling strong and independent. It's all about making every single calorie count.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to cover 4 key areas. First, we'll talk about why this is so important right now. Then, we'll build your healthy eating toolkit. After that, we'll look at some common challenges and how to get around them, and we'll wrap up by showing you where you can find help. So, first up, fueling your best years. Let's really get into why good nutrition is one of the most powerful things you can do to stay healthy and independent as you age. It's a total game changer. Okay, now for the fun part, the practical stuff. Let's talk about the new rules of eating. Think of this section as your personal toolkit for putting all this great knowledge into action starting tonight. The most fundamental rule of all? Choose whole foods over processed ones. It's pretty simple when you think about it. Whole foods are like these little nutrient powerhouses, just packed with everything your body is craving. Processed foods, on the other hand, well, they're often stripped of all the good stuff and then loaded up with extra salt, sugar, and preservatives.
So what does this actually look like when you sit down to eat? Well, the MyPlate model is a fantastic visual guide. Just imagine your plate. Fill half of it with colorful fruits and veggies. A quarter gets lean protein, and that last quarter is for whole grains. It's a super simple way to build a balanced meal every time. Now, I want you to look at this number for a second. 50%. That's how much muscle mass the average adult can lose between the ages of 40 and 80. I mean, that's a staggering reality. And it brings us to one of the most critical nutrients for healthy aging. And that nutrient is protein. It's the absolute essential building block for fighting back against that muscle loss. So for a 150-pound older adult, the target is somewhere around 68 to 83 grams a day. But here's the secret. You've got to spread that out across your meals. Aim for about 25 to 30 grams each time, so your body can actually use it efficiently. Okay, another nutrient we have to talk about is fiber. It's so important for good digestion, and it helps lower the risk of big things like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. But get this, a shocking 95% of adults don't get enough of it. The good news is you can find it in all sorts of delicious plant-based foods. This next one is so easy to forget, but hydration is absolutely critical. A funny thing happens as we get older. Our sense of thirst can actually fade a bit, so you have to be really proactive about drinking fluids. Try to get in about 9 to 13 cups a day. And hey, remember that water-rich foods like cucumbers and watermelon count towards that goal too.
And our final rule here is about what to cut back on: sodium. The American Heart Association suggests keeping it under 1,500 milligrams a day to help manage blood pressure. A really easy swap? Just move the salt shaker off the table and start playing with flavorful herbs, spices, or even a fresh squeeze of lemon.
Of course, knowing the rules is one thing, but actually following them is a whole different ballgame. Life happens. You might have a low appetite, or maybe chewing is tough sometimes. So in this next section, we're going to tackle those real-life hurdles with some really practical solutions.
We can break it down into 3 simple steps. We're going to look at how to boost a low appetite, how to manage any chewing issues, and how to pack in flavor without all that salt.
So let's break these down. First, if your appetite is low, try having smaller meals more often. And you know what? Even a short walk before you eat can work wonders. Second, if chewing is a problem, focus on softer foods. Things like cooked vegetables, eggs, or even a nutrient-packed smoothie are great options. And finally, if food just doesn't taste the same anymore, it's time to explore the amazing world of herbs and spices to add a punch of flavor.
Now for the best news of all. You are not alone in this. There's an incredible support system out there specifically designed to help older adults get the healthy food they need. Let's explore some of the amazing programs that are available. Personal stories like this one from Flora Wallace really show the real-world impact these programs have. For Flora, rising food prices were making it really hard to manage her diabetes. A support program gave her that little bit of financial breathing room she needed to afford healthy food. It's just a powerful reminder of what these resources can do. And this number right here illustrates that impact perfectly. $188. That's the average monthly benefit an older adult gets from SNAP, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. For so many people, that is an absolute game changer that makes healthy groceries affordable again.
And the support system is so diverse, with different programs for different needs. You've got SNAP for grocery benefits. There's Meals on Wheels, which brings meals right to your door if you have limited mobility. Congregate meals offer not just food, but also social connection. And the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program gives you vouchers for fresh, local produce. There's really an option for almost any situation.
So, after all of this, what's the most important thing to take away? It's that you don't have to do a complete radical overhaul overnight. It's the small, steady adjustments, like adding one more vegetable to your dinner or choosing whole grain bread. Those are the steps that lead to really big, long-term improvements in your health.
So we'll leave you with this one question to think about. What's one small change you can make to your plate today? Because that first little step, that's the beginning of a stronger, healthier future. Thanks so much for joining us.